Let's take a look now at the tail of the tape for Adrien Broner against Vicente Escobedo. And you see the 8-year age advantage for Broner. Escobedo, again, spent his career so far at 135, wasn't able to win his biggest fights. A half-inch height advantage for Escobedo. They're equal in arm length at 23 inches. You see that Broner weighed in at 133 and a half. Unofficially, a couple of hours ago, he weighed 147. Escobedo rehydrated overnight from 130. This morning he weighed 140. Tonight he's up to 142. And here now is Vicente Escobedo. Why do I say that it was probably about the money? Well, he's got a 6-week-old baby at home and, again, was never able to monetize his lightweight career to the degree that he had hoped. And you see that he is trained by Joel Diaz, the red-hot trainer from the desert, who trained Timothy Bradley to his upset win over Manny Pacquiao last month.
Escobedo told me in the locker room earlier tonight that he thinks he can beat any 130-pounder. He'll be the best at 130 pounds, and maybe that's true, but maybe we don't find that tonight.
We're going to fight, fill him out a little bit. Once Vicente feels Broner's best punches and he builds that confidence in himself, he's going to have to engage, of course. When we apply pressure, we're going to have to be very smart because Broner is very sneaky with his left hook. If Vicente keeps his composure and really sets his punches right, he's going to hurt Broner. We have 12 rounds, and we have to break them little by little.
In the air tonight for Vicente Escobedo. He's been waiting for this moment all his life, perhaps, but it isn't exactly the moment he has anticipated for 6 weeks in training for the fight.
As Roy mentions, he's in the precise opposite position of Broner. He wins almost no matter what happens tonight.
And the local crowd in Cincinnati providing the cold reception for Escobedo. Came close against Michael Katsidas, but lost. Came close against Roberto Guerrero, but lost. Ultimately, those were the two losses which prompted him to make the decision to come back down from 135 to 130. He fought in the Olympics at 132.
And now making his entrance to the ring from Cincinnati, Ohio, Adrien, the Problem Broner.
Roy, he's a brilliant young fighter, and he's also at the same time, at an early age, only 22, trying to come off the page as a big personality. You did it. How difficult is it?
It's very difficult to come off as a big personality like that, especially being so young. However, I think he's doing a terrific job so far, a terrific job of marketing himself, because these type of things right here will get a lot of young people interested in who Adrien Broner is.
These days, of course, different from when Roy Jones was coming up, Max, you have vehicles like Facebook and Twitter with which to sell yourself to the public. He's been very active in that regard.
Yeah, look, Waka Flocka's there, walking him to the ring, holding his belt. That's a huge hip-hop artist. That means something. He has a certain amount of cultural cachet already. And Broner's basic disposition seems to be, look, I'm just going to keep winning, keep dominating. The precise weight that I weigh in, it doesn't matter. I'll be able to get away with it because I'm a special kind of talent. Maybe he's right. He certainly looks special against B fighters, but good B fighters so far.
DJ Fresh. Disrespect me, I'ma knock him out. Pull up at his cross and draw down on him with that mouth about. Hey, so temper like I'm JJ. And like on high time.
Broner and Escobedo ready for the main event. Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, from U.S. Bank Arena, Cincinnati, Ohio, this is the HBO Boxing After Dark Special Edition main event of the evening, presented by Golden Boy Promotions and R&R Promotions, sponsored by Corona Extra, La Cerveza Más Fina, AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network, AT&T, rethink possible. This bout scheduled for 12 rounds and on the line for one fighter, WBO Junior Lightweight Championship of the World. Sanctioned by the Ohio Athletic Commission Executive Director Bernie Brufado and the World Boxing Organization President Francisco Paco Barcarcel, Supervisor John Duggan. At ringside, the three judges scoring will be Bob Hecko, Gary Merritt, Tom Miller, and your referee in charge of the action at the bell, Gary Rosato. And now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, from Cincinnati, Ohio, USA, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue with silver, official weight 130 pounds. His professional record, an outstanding one. 26 victories, including 15 knockouts with 3 defeats. This former U.S. Olympian now has a shot to capture this WBO world title. He's the reigning NABO Junior Lightweight Champion and the #1 WBO Junior Lightweight contender in the world, Vicente Escobedo. And fighting out of the blue corner, wearing blue with white and silver, officially weighing 133.5 pounds. His professional record, 23 fights, 23 victories, including 19 knockouts. He's the fighting pride of Cincinnati, Ohio, and he's the former WBO Junior Lightweight Champion of the World, the undefeated Adrien, the Problem Broner.
Okay, get him back in the corner. Everybody in the corner. Everybody in the corner. Everybody out. Everybody out. Let's go. All right, let's go. Party in. 2 seconds in. Okay, Vincent, Adrien, I gave you specific detailed instructions in the locker room. I'm only going to tell you 2 things. Protect yourselves at all times, and most importantly, obey my commands at all times. Touch gloves, bang at the bell.
In recent days, Adrien Broner has flouted the idea of making an honest effort to make weight by tweeting pictures of junk food like Twinkies. He seems to think that he can turn any opponent into a Twinkie. And Escobedo is a pretty good fighter. He's going to try to turn into a Twinkie right now, given his talent advantage and now tonight his weight advantage. I don't think he's going to be able to get away with anything less.
Hey, champ. Wait, back up. Let's go. Do it.
Broner unofficially enters weighing 147, Escobedo 142, meaning that back in the day, when they weighed in on the day of the fight, this is what welterweights look like. Now they look like Keith Thurman.
A small welterweight and a regular size welterweight.
Exactly, from back in the day.
Now, meanwhile, with all the kind of negative attention Broner's gotten for missing weight. You know, here's the good news. You're watching a highly skilled, very athletic, really young, power-punching, rising star in Broner. Escobedo gave Katsidis a real good fight and went the distance with Guerrero.
Yeah, I want to see what happens with Escobedo the first time he feels the power from Broner. And likewise, I want to see how Broner reacts to Escobedo's power.
Well, it's a great point because Broner has not fought a guy with the classical skills of Vicente Escobedo. Escobedo may not have fought a guy with the explosive speed and power of Adrien Broner.
There aren't that many guys in the game with this. Well, some guys have the combination of speed and power. Broner has a very high skill level to go along with it.
Well, you can't take much away from Escobedo, though, because he also has a pretty high skill level. He was an Olympian, which takes a lot of skills to accomplish.
And a celebrated prospect when first signed by the promoter back after the Olympics in Athens in 2004.
That's a pretty mean feat Broner just pulled against a responsible defensive fighter. Landed a right hand right in the middle of the ring.
Watch the elbow, I saw it.
Good, hard right hand to the body by Broner. Escobedo reaching for a body shot of his own, almost got clocked by a big left hook counter.
He actually did get clocked by a big left hook counter, but he didn't have a bad reaction to it.
No, he took it very well. Good jab up the middle by Escobedo.
Yeah, these guys are throwing really good jabs, and this is how you can tell that both fighters here are pretty well experienced. Both are fighting behind their jabs. Neither is taking any crazy chances in this first round. They're being very smart, very tactful in their attacks.
See the speed of the counter left hooks by Broner. That's threatens to make Escobedo a little bit shyer about throwing that right hand.
Seconds, you got 10.
We mentioned to you that Vicente Escobedo has a 6-week-old daughter at home. When we get to the between rounds period, we'll take a look.
My daughter's name is Milana Sky Escobedo. She was born June 11th. You know, it's changed my life completely, you know. I still can't believe I'm a father, actually. It's just so new to me and just adjusting to it, but it's been quite a change in my life. Honestly, I feel like there's not more pressure. I just feel that I have such a drive now. Now I feel like I have more of a motivation. When they announced this fight, it was right about the time when my wife was about to deliver, so a lot on my plate, but it's good food. You know, my daughter coming into the world, I got this big title fight opportunity, so definitely want to go out there and win this for my daughter, my family, and myself.
But in round one, Broner's greater quickness gave him the advantage as Broner landing 16 of 38 punches by CompuBox count in round one. Escobedo 6 of 39. So they threw virtually identical amounts, and Broner landed more than twice as many, according to CompuBox. I would attribute that, Roy, to Broner's greater quickness.
Yeah, I would too, because he's definitely the quicker fighter, and he uses counters after Escobedo would attack him to land the better punches in that round.
Broner has his feet splayed wide, Roy. What does that tell you?
Well, that's what a great puncher has to do. You got to be able to get leverage, and the leverage comes from those legs being spread apart enough so that you can deliver your punches with precision and power.
Does that also explain why he plays defense with a lot of upper body movement as opposed to, you know, moving around on his legs quite as much?
Yes, because the legs are so wide that they can't move as quick as you normally would be able to move them if they were closer together. So he uses that torso, that upper torso, as a defensive weapon more so than he does his feet.
It tells you what his basic mindset is, which is to punish.
That's exactly right, to punish with big punches.
If you just joined us, we're in Cincinnati, Ohio, where local star Adrien Broner in the blue and white trunks on the left side is fighting Vicente Escobedo of Woodland, California. Second round of a scheduled 12. Fight was originally scheduled at 130 pounds. It's taking place considerably north of there after Broner lost his title by failing to make weight yesterday.
which he really doesn't care about because he was going to move up from the weight class anyway. So losing the title was not a bad thing to him at all.
If he does everything we expect him to do in his career, he'll have multiple belts. That will not be what defines him. Hard shots like that will. There's a perfect counter right hand, and it moves Escobedo away from an exchange.
The hand speed and precision. Escobedo is trying to defend, and he's not a bad defensive fighter, and he's getting hit clean at arm's distance.
Escobedo did land a good left body shot in that exchange. It's just that now he's been a little bit too defensive.
And as he covers up upstairs, Broner is whipping him with right-hand shots to the body.
Yeah, and if he stays in this defensive stance, he's bound to get caught even more.
Off his head.
Good combination by Escobedo.
Seconds. You got 10. That's for the belt.
Left hook to the body landed for Escobedo. Little right to the body as well.
Watch the elbow.
Escobedo seemed determined in the last 30 seconds of that round to show that he's going to fight back and try to stay even
shorten everything
with
up,
Adrien
okay?
Broner.
It's coming together now, okay? Put them together. Start putting them together and go to the body. You going to the back. Get him up. Yeah. He's putting them together now, okay? All right, give me some feints, okay? Because he's going for the jab too much, okay? Switch it up a little bit and sneak the right hand over the top, right over his shoulder, okay? All right, he's looking for the jab. Now we got to throw the right hand sometime, okay? Okay, all right? And then then we got to go down to the body because he got his hand straight up. When you get him on the ropes, bang both sides to the body, okay? Then uppercut up the middle. Let's go. Come on, you're putting it together now. You see everything now, right?
Broner at age 22 has 4 children of his own. They are there arrayed along with his mother in the first row at ringside. Power shots in the second round, Broner 13 of 26. Escobedo 10 out of 25, 40%. So a spirited fight back in the second round by Escobedo, but nevertheless Broner remains in control.
As the hometown guy, you do want to try to keep the upper hand here just in case something bad happens, like a headbutt or anything like that. You want to be sure that you're in front on the scorecards in case something does happen.
Well, he's in front on the scorecard so far.
So is the exaggerated lifted left shoulder basically an emulation of the Floyd Mayweather defensive style?
Yes, it is. That's just the defensive style that they learned at that era. They were very good at that defensive posture there. So they used that heightened shoulder to protect themselves against the right hand.
Does the shoulder roll in any way limit your offense?
No, it does not, especially these guys who have been using it all of their lives and been offensive out of it. That's why Adrien has so many knockouts, because he's a great counterpuncher from that shoulder roll.
Yeah, it's really a very good defensive posture. I know some would say, well, your hands aren't up, but you're defending against body shots. Your chin is tucked behind the shoulder, and because of the upper body movement, you're not even really giving your opponent the top of the head. Meanwhile, the right hand stays home to block punches. It's a responsible defensive position.
Yes, so should every young fighter who has the athletic quality to pull it off try to learn that defense?
I don't know if everyone should, because it's very difficult for some fighters, and, well, I won't say it, but, you know, it has its weaknesses too.
What are the weaknesses, Roy?
I ain't gonna say it. It ain't my business to be telling, but it does have its weaknesses. See, this is the style that I had to fight against for so long, so I know that there are a few weaknesses. However, when you fight a guy who's a superior athlete like a Floyd Mayweather or Adrien Broner, it limits the weaknesses, so they don't really have a lot of weaknesses when they do.
Yeah, that's why I posed the question in terms of fighters who have the athletic quality to try it. Good left hook by Broner. Now the straight right hand. Escobedo still trying to trade with him from time to time.
Yeah, Escobedo landed a good hook too, and he just doesn't believe in his punches the way that Broner believes in his. And the mistake Escobedo is making is that he's not using his jab enough. He's really the taller guy or the longer built guy, so he should be using his jab twice as much as, say, Adrien Broner should be.
You got 10.
But of course, jabs would invite the counter right hand. Broner's just as quick with the right as with the left.
Pressure on him, Vicente. Hey, he gets lost. Okay, but you have to work the body. Don't work the head. His shoulder movement. Hey, wait till the later rounds, okay? Wait till the later rounds so we can start working the fucking head. Right now, I need you to work the body. Okay, you need to pick to the body a little more, right? Get it a little close, okay? Walk it down a little bit, okay? All right? All right, how you feel? I feel good. Okay, all right, let's go. Let your hands go, okay? All right, let's go. Let your hands go a little more this time. But what I'm doing, you stab into the body, understand that, you know what I'm saying, jab the head, come up the right hand, shorten the hook up, okay? Shorten the hook up, okay? Come back with the right hand, but shorten the hook up, because you catch them every time.
Copy box numbers in the third. Broner, or punches through 3, I should say. Broner 62 out of 134, Escobedo 34 of 137. Harold, how do you have it through 3?
Look at Jim. 30-27, 3 rounds to nothing. Adrien the problem, Broner. First of all, I'm dazzled by those shoes. I don't believe it. I don't know if it's yellow chartreuse or whatever. Adrien Broner, it's amazing how he scores constantly with that left jab and left hook, because his left hand is across his body like that. But somehow or another, he straightens it out and throws it hard. Look at that. He gets real good snap to it, even though it's across his body. As far as hitting Broner goes, it's the closest thing to impossible. The guy's covered up like you wouldn't believe. Shoulder up high, right hand in tight, left hand across his body. Where do you hit the guy? I think Broner's also landing the hardest shots. 3-0, Adrien Broner.
Chartreuse, isn't that like pink? Harold, do you really think those are pink?
Harold, that's neon yellow. And if you had done more surfing or skateboarding in your life, you would have known that.
Another advantage of the kind of Mayweather defensive posture is that left hand comes from angles that you don't see it.
Well, you heard Joel Diaz asking Escobedo for more body punches between rounds. What's the drawback of that, Roy?
Well, it's not really a drawback. He doesn't want to swap these body shots for those head shots like that right there. He doesn't want to exchange body shots for head shots with a guy with as fast hands as Adrien Broner has. So he's a little bit reluctant to go to the body because he knows that every time he reaches down, he's probably going to get popped up.
But under the urging of Joel Diaz, he's been trying it at least in this round.
Yeah, he has been trying it. He just started behind Adrien Broner, and you can't fight behind a guy who's already faster than you.
And if Escobedo didn't know coming into the fight, he knows now. He's not going to box with Broner in the middle of the ring. So if you can't outbox the guy, you better be putting in some work to the body.
Yeah, if you can't, you fight the boxer and you box the fighter. In this case, Escobedo is the boxer who should be trying to fight. I mean, he's the fighter who should be trying to fight the better boxer, which is clearly Adrien Broner.
The problem is that Escobedo is basically a pure boxer.
Exactly.
With a pure boxer pedigree.
The problem is Adrien Broner.
That's the problem.
It does make you wonder, though, how Escobedo would do against a junior lightweight.
Well, we won't find out tonight.
We're not going to find out tonight. I think also Floyd Mayweather took a lot of criticism from those who prefer a more offensive style throughout a lot of his career, especially his early career. And I think his career has made a lot of observers of the sport, has given them a greater appreciation for this kind of high skill level that Adrien Broner is showing right now.
Solid left hooks from both fighters to close the round.
Walk him down now. Give me that little blood. Hey, give him some air, man. Give me some air. Give me some air. Give me some air.
On August 7th, catch the premiere of Hard Knocks, training camp of the Miami Dolphins. Join us for an all-access look at the Dolphins and first-year coach Joe Philbin as they ready themselves for the upcoming NFL season. August 25, it's the premiere of 24/7 Road to Ward Dawson. Join us for an up-close and personal look at 168-pound #1 Andre Ward and Chad Dawson, the sport's top 175-pounder, as they prepare for their big matchup on September 8th.
Okay. You're standing too tall. Come on, you gotta move.
He's slick. He's slick.
Okay.
Escobedo's face is gradually being broken up. He had blood in several places when he arrived in his corner between rounds. Roy Jones, let's look ahead just a moment to September 8th. Chad Dawson is giving up 7 pounds in weight to go down and fight Andre Ward. Ward must fight now a guy who's 3 inches taller. Who gets the better of that trade?
I think it's an equal trade. For Ward, it's a good situation because he's making the taller guy come down to his weight class. However, though, for Dawson, if it's not a problem for him to make the weight, he still has the better advantage because he's the taller guy. So he'll be able to offend from a lot longer, a lot further distance than Ward be able to offend.
Broner is starting to bust up Escobedo's face.
Yep. He's bleeding from the nose and the mouth now in the early seconds of round number 5.
Well, Broner saw something at the end of that last round. He went to his corner. He told his corner, I'm about to walk him down now. That usually means trouble for the other guy because usually when you say that to your trainer, you feel like he's starting to weaken and it just takes a little bit more pressure and you can possibly get him out of there.
You know, the other thing is Escobedo's gotten through some clean jabs, some stiff jabs, and occasionally a right hand. I believe I've seen a couple, and it doesn't seem to bother Broner.
Exactly.
That's that extra weight too, but at the same time, you also heard Escobedo in his corner say, yeah, this guy's slick. That's not a good statement coming from a guy who's trying to pull off an upset.
Well, I think that Escobedo's confidence may be seeping away in the blood that comes out of his nose and his mouth at this point. Walking him down means eventually hitting him into the corner or along the ropes, and that's where Broner has Escobedo right now.
Broner still has to be careful, though, because Escobedo is not a bad puncher. And if he can catch Broner, tilt it over with a good shot to the head, it could be bad for Broner.
So now Gary Rosado telling Broner to keep him up after a body shot wandered low.
Escobedo was instructed to go to the body, but it's Broner landing vicious body shots and picking off Escobedo's attempts.
Escobedo's starting to hold on a little bit now.
That's that constant pressure, Jim. When you start to walk him down and keep that constant pressure on him, pressure breaks pipes.
Brutal body shots. The right hand over the top. Escobedo trying to hang on.
The corner trying to stop it.
And Joel Diaz is holding up a towel. He's seen enough. Adrien Broner's got to have a TKO victory. Joel Diaz stopped the fight.
That's a good stoppage from Joel Diaz. His guy came in having to struggle, obviously, to make 130 pounds. Broner never tried to make the weight. Escobedo wanted to pull out. He got paid to stay and fight. He has a young daughter at home. He's getting beaten up. How much should he have to take? He gave an honest effort.
Yet another reason to respect the brilliance of Joel Diaz and his continually growing training career. And as for Adrien Broner, yet another terrific performance.
Yeah, that was a wonderful performance tonight. He did exactly what he had to do with a fighter like Escobedo. He put the pressure on. He showed that, yeah, I am moving up to lightweight, but since he said the lightweights are too strong for him, let me go out and prove that I am a lightweight now and that I, too, am too strong and too big for him.
And the great awareness, as you pointed out, Broner going to his corner and saying, okay, now we're there. I'm ready to walk him down. He chose exactly the right round.
He took the right time. Like I said, usually when a fighter says that, he sees something in the other fighter that allows him to know that now is the time to put the pressure on.
If Adrien Broner has a weakness, I don't believe we've seen it yet.
No, we haven't. And I don't think we will see it anytime soon.
Well, he's going to be fighting apparently now in the 135-pound weight class. Before long, I suspect he'll be at 140, where there are a lot of name fighters and huge fights. So it's going to be fascinating to see where this career goes in the next few years.
Here you see Broner behind that shoulder, just constantly walking him down behind the jab, putting the pressure on. He throws a left hook, followed by a straight right hand, which landed straight down the middle. At this point, Escobedo was starting to weaken. Then he follows him with a hook to the head, followed by an uppercut to the head, which was a beautiful setup shot.
And now let's listen to Joel Diaz's reaction in the corner.
Hey, that's it. Man.
Just couldn't be more impressed with that, Roy.
No, you couldn't be more impressed with that because that was a smart decision by both people, by the referee and by Joel Diaz.
After the smart decision by Adrien Broner to start walking Escobedo down. Now let's go to ring announcer Michael Buffer for the official particulars on the TKO.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Gary Rosado calls a halt to the bout. The official time, 2 minutes, 42 seconds, round number 5. The winner by knockout victory, now officially moving to the top of the heap as a as a lightweight contender by the WBO, still undefeated, the pride of Cincinnati, Ohio, Adrien, the Problem Broner.
He's 24-0 now, with 20 knockouts among the 24 wins. Final CompuBox numbers, and you'll see that Broner lands 56 more, throws only 25 more, lands at a 44% overall connect rate. I suspect the power punch rate might well be in the 50% range. No, 45, 60 of 134. Escobedo landing 27 fewer power shots. He was gutty. He was game. He was trying as hard as he could. He showed his skills. He could not deal with the physical superiority of Adrien Broner. And punch zone will show you where those punches landed, and if there was something really impressive that you may not have focused on before with regard to Broner, it was the body punching. 26 body shots landed, and they were fierce. And of course, upstairs, he mostly landed the right cross, as you see. 28 shots to the head on that side, or check it. 61 body shots. I'm looking at the wrong body. 61 body shots landed by Broner, and they were fierce. And of course, he evenly distributes the punches upstairs. It's Escobedo who could only land the right hand upstairs, apparently, and fewer body shots, though he was trying. Glad we got that right finally. My error at first. And now let's go to Max Kellerman, who stands by with Adrien Broner.
Adrien, congratulations on another dominant performance. Give me your thoughts.
I'm sorry, I have to do this. I have to do this on national television, worldwide, international. Okay, now, I just got into a new relationship, but I know true love at first sight. Baby, come here. I gotta do this. Come here. On national TV, in front of the whole world. Stop that. Stop. Stop. I need quiet for this. I need everybody to be quiet. Adrien, Nicole Gazaway, can you brush my hair? I'm too early. I'm too young for marriage. I scared everybody.
Scared everybody, boy. That was a good one there. You don't get nobody there, boy.
Adrien, now your thoughts on the fight. That was good. You had me. Now your thoughts on the fight.
You know, I want to thank God. I want to thank HBO. I want to thank Golden Boy Promotions, R&R Promotions, Al Heyman, management. You know,
on the fight.
Oh yeah, you know I got to give thanks first because without them it wouldn't been no fight.
All right, fake marriage proposal. Thanking everybody. Now what about the fight?
I mean, you seen it. Was it as pretty as me? Was it?
It really is a pleasure to watch you box. You're a tremendous boxer. but you didn't make weight for this fight and did have what amounted to a purchased advantage. You were sensational, as you have been recently, but didn't you need to do that just kind of to break even?
I mean, you've been watching Adrien Broner fight a long time now. You know I do that all the time. You know I was going to do that anyway. But with the weight, I just grew out of the weight class, and now I'm going up, and that's that.
I asked you before the fight about tweeting pictures of Twinkies and stuff on your Twitter feed and then not making weight. That doesn't look so good for you. Do you want to make any last comment about that?
Well, that was tweeted because of a 10-question HBO questionnaire from HBO, and that's why that was tweeted. But other than that, I tried my best, and I'm going up, and now I'm going to get a lightweight tail. And DeMarco, you might be next. Marquez, you can get it next. Brandon Rios, we can meet at a catchweight. It really don't matter.
Well, those are all fights we'd be very anxious to see, but just one last time. So someone tweeted at you as part of an HBO question and answer on Twitter, what are your weaknesses? And you tweeted a picture of Twinkies?
No. They said, what is something that nobody knows about Adrien Broner? And I said, I'm addicted to Twinkies.
Well, now it looks like you're headed for a lightweight division, and any one of those fights we'd love to see. Thanks a lot, champ, and or former champ now, and maybe soon to be future champ. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Of course. I want everybody to follow me on Twitter at Adrien Broner and on Instagram at Adrien Broner. You know, I do cut up like scissors all the time. Again, follow me on Twitter at Adrien Broner and Instagram at Adrien Broner. Holla at me.
Thanks. Vicente? You gave it an honest effort. Give me your thoughts.
You know, he backs it up. You know, he talks and he backs it up. I mean, I got respect for Adrien. I felt that I could hang in there with her and beat him. I really felt that. But he was much quicker, much faster, and he did have some power.
You'd have been the underdog by a substantial margin anyway. He's considered the better fighter even at the same weight, but you weren't at the same weight tonight. Do you think that had anything to do with it? I'm
not the judge of that, you know. Did he feel heavier in there? Yeah, he felt stronger. But I can't determine that, you know. I did my job. I came on weight like a professional does, and I did. And, you know, Adrien didn't do his part, you know. But that's you know, that's the past. You know, I accepted the fight with those terms, and I came here to fight, and that's what I did. But he was a better man tonight.
You made a lot more money. You get another shot at this belt. But you still haven't fought the top at 130 pounds. What's next for you?
You know, go back home, spend time with my daughter and my wife, and see what's next.
You're very upset about the loss?
You're good.
Is that emotion about your newborn baby or about this fight?
A little bit of everything, because I was away from my family, my wife, and I don't know, and then just to come here and not get a fair fight, kind of really I got really emotional, as you can see. But I'm here to fight, so I came to fight.
You always give an honest effort and acquit yourself well. Thanks and good luck going forward. Jim?